When I began to study the hidden workings of the human mind, I noticed something curious. People often say things in jest, things they would never dare to say seriously. A man who resents his superior may make a clever remark at his expense, laughing as though it were nothing. A woman who harbors a forbidden desire may cloak it in a playful joke, disguising her seriousness with humor. And yet, I realized, these jokes are not innocent. They are windows into the unconscious, revealing truths that would otherwise remain hidden. I have always insisted that jokes, or what I call wits in German, are not simply frivolous entertainment. They are a psychological mechanism, a compromise between what we wish to say and what society forbids us to say. In jokes, the unconscious finds its way into daylight. The joke as a mask for truth. Imagine you are at a gathering, surrounded by friends and acquaintances. You feel a certain irritation toward one of them, perhaps envy, perhaps resentment, but you cannot express it openly, for it would damage the relationship or violate social decorum. Instead, you make a clever remark, perhaps with irony, perhaps with exaggeration, and everyone laughs. On the surface, it seems harmless. Yet beneath the laughter lies a truth. Your unconscious hostility has found expression. This is the essence of the joke. It disguises the forbidden, softens it with humor, and permits it to pass unnoticed, or at least unpunished. But notice, the pleasure we take in the joke is not accidental. It is the relief of tension, the satisfaction of saying what was forbidden without bearing the consequences. Humor becomes a socially accepted outlet for repressed thoughts, censorship, and disguise. You must understand, the unconscious is constantly at war with censorship. In dreams, censorship forces our deepest wishes to appear in strange disguises, symbols, distortions, fragments. The same is true with jokes. Censorship would never allow certain thoughts into the open. But when these thoughts wear the mask of humor, they slip through. A man who secretly doubts his friend's intelligence may never say directly, "You are a fool." But he might quip, "Ah, your wisdom is as infinite as the ocean shallow at the edges, and unfathomable in the middle." Everyone laughs. The sting remains hidden in the laughter, but the truth has been spoken. This is why jokes are so revealing. They are disguised confessions. They tell us what the conscious mind would prefer to hide. The forbidden made acceptable. Let me share an example. A patient once told me of a colleague who was promoted unfairly. He said, with a smile, "Well, it seems mediocrity has finally been recognized as the highest talent." Everyone laughed. Yet, beneath the humor lay envy, resentment, and a sense of injustice. The joke allowed him to express hostility without open confrontation. Another time, I heard of a man who disliked his father-in-law, but could not say so. Instead, he joked, "Whenever he enters the room, the air becomes so full of wisdom that I feel quite suffocated." Again, laughter cloaked hostility. The joke said what the man could not say directly. In this way, humor performs the same work as dreams. It protects us from the raw truth, while still letting that truth emerge. Jokes and aggression. Many of you will notice how often jokes carry an aggressive edge. Satire, parody, sarcasm. These forms of humor are weapons. They allow us to attack while appearing harmless. The victim may laugh along, but the wound has been delivered. I do not exaggerate when I say that humor is one of the most acceptable forms of hostility. Society frowns upon direct aggression, but it tolerates witty attacks, even celebrates them. The comedian may insult kings and politicians, and we laugh, because we accept it as a joke. Yet in truth, he has spoken aloud what others dared only to think. This is why rulers fear satire. They know that behind the laughter lies rebellion, and behind the humor lies truth, jokes, and sexuality. But aggression is not the only forbidden thought that hides within jokes. Equally common are sexual thoughts. Society has always imposed restrictions on the open discussion of sexuality, branding it shameful or improper. Yet these desires do not vanish. They seek expression and often find it in humor. Consider the countless jokes that play upon double meanings, innuendo, or suggestive imagery. Why are they so popular? Because they allow repressed desires to emerge without openly violating propriety. The laughter is a signal of relief. The forbidden has been spoken, but under the cover of jest. For example, when a man tells a seemingly innocent story that carries a hidden sexual double meaning, the group laughs, not only because it is clever, but because it gives them the thrill of acknowledging something they would not ordinarily permit themselves to say. Thus, the sexual joke is both a release of tension and a revelation of desire. Why do we even laugh? Now, you may ask, why do we laugh at jokes? What is the source of this peculiar pleasure? The answer lies in the economy of psychic energy. Normally, we spend great effort repressing forbidden thoughts, keeping them hidden from consciousness. This repression consumes mental energy. When a joke allows the forbidden thought to slip past censorship, that energy is suddenly released. We experience this release as laughter, as pleasure. It is the same principle as a dream. A dream allows the unconscious wish to be fulfilled in disguise, and we feel relief. In a joke, the disguise is humor, and the relief is laughter. Jokes between friends and strangers. There is also a social dimension. Jokes between friends create intimacy, for they reveal hidden thoughts in a safe way. Two friends may joke about their troubles, their disappointments, even their desires, and the laughter strengthens their bond. But when jokes are directed at strangers or enemies, they become weapons, as I have said. They humiliate, they expose, they wound. Laughter then becomes a form of power. It says, "I see your weakness, and I can mock it without consequence." Thus, jokes serve both love and hostility, connection and division. The unconscious speaks. What I wish you to remember is this: jokes are not accidents. They are messages from the unconscious. They reveal our deepest desires, our hidden hostilities, our forbidden impulses. They are disguised truths, slipping past censorship in the form of laughter. So the next time you hear a clever remark, ask yourself, what lies beneath the laughter? What truth is being confessed, however playfully? And when you yourself make a joke, ask, is this truly harmless, or is it my unconscious speaking through humor? The role of the listener. It's not just about the person making the joke. The audience's reaction also matters. A joke only works if it resonates with something in the listener's unconscious. That's why one person laughs hysterically while another feels offended. The joke touches something inside the listener too. For me, laughter was never random, it was always meaningful. It showed where the unconscious had been touched. Modern examples. Think about stand-up comedians today. Much of their material deals with taboo topics: sex, race, politics, family dysfunction. Why? Because these are the very areas where repression is strongest. The stage becomes a safe space where forbidden truths can finally be spoken disguised as comedy. When we laugh, we're not just enjoying a performance. We're confronting the unconscious truths of society. That's why comedy is often controversial. It pokes at the repressed wounds of culture. Final reflections. In my studies, I have shown how dreams reveal our hidden desires, how slips of the tongue betray our repressed thoughts. And now, with jokes, we see another pathway through which the unconscious comes to light. I often say, there is no joke without truth. For humor is the mask that allows forbidden thoughts to enter the daylight. Behind every jest, there is a confession. Behind every laugh, there is a release of repressed energy. This, my friends, is why jokes reveal the truth. They are not simply diversions, not merely entertainment. They are revelations, masks worn by the unconscious, disguises through which forbidden desires and hidden hostilities find expression. So the next time you laugh at a joke, remember, it may not be as innocent as it seems. The unconscious is speaking, and if you listen carefully, you will hear its truth.